Welcome to the online version of the keyboarding course. This first video is going to be going over the commitment you need to have as well as the posture you need to maintain at the piano. Each week we're going to be covering new concepts, and these concepts do build upon each other. So it's really important that you go through all the videos in order so that as we learn something new, it can then build step by step to each concept. Practicing is essential for success with any instrument, and so I'm going to ask that you set aside 15 minutes a day to go over the lessons and the homework assignments that you'll be assigned. You'll be needing your keyboarding course book. We will be using it each lesson, and there will be also times that I'll email you supplemental information. Before we understand the posture that we need to have at the piano, I want to make sure that we all know how to identify middle C on the piano. Middle C is a note that you'll need to familiarize yourself with. It is here, and the way that you can best identify it is by finding the name of the piano and then going to the closest two black keys directly underneath that name, and then to the left of this black key is middle C. So here's middle C. When sitting at the piano, you want to have a good posture, and that's maintained by having your knees slightly under the keyboard, your back straight, your elbows at your side, and when you rest your hands on the keyboard, you don't want to have your hands putting any pressure on the keys or on the wood beneath here. You want to have a nice curve. A lot of times I think of it as having a bubble, or you could also just drop your hand and see how your hand is naturally relaxed, and then bring that up to the keys so that your fingertips are just pressing on the keys. I am now on page 8 of the manual, where we're going to be learning about finger numbers. As you can see, the fingers are assigned as number 1 on the thumb, then 2 on the index finger, 3, 4, and 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And they have some exercises that they would like you to play with these assigned fingers. So starting with your right hand, go ahead and place your hands on the keys. You can start anywhere. I'm deciding to start on middle C right now for this exercise. And you're going to be playing with the fleshy part of your fingers, keeping your fingers nice and curved as you play 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 1, 3, 5, 3, 1. I'd like you to try to do that exercise, keeping a steady beat as I just demonstrated. And you can start anywhere. So like I said, I started on middle C. Now let's go ahead and let's find another key. I'll start on what is F. You can find that by the 3 black keys, and it's the first white key to the left. And so I'll do that exercise again now in this portion of the piano. Play it with me, keeping a steady beat. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 1, 3, 5, 3, 1. Now we'll be playing with our left hand, and so go ahead and place your left hand on the keys. I'm going to be placing my 5th finger on the middle C, which can again be identified with the name of the piano, the 2 black keys, and the first key to the left of those 2 black keys. A nice curve to your hand, and then go ahead and play 5, 5, 4, 4, 3, 3, 2, 2, 1, 1, 5, 3, 1, 3, 5. When it comes to playing your fingers on the piano, to some it comes very naturally, others not so much. And so if your fingers are a little stiff, or it's hard to coordinate your fingers and move the ones that you want to at the right time, don't get frustrated. Just keep practicing it. And the main thing is to stay relaxed. If you find that your fingers are getting a little tense, shake your hands out and try it again, or give yourself a break and do it again. I'll be emailing a homework assignment correlated with this exercise, having different finger number combinations for you to try. Practice them as slow or as fast as you'd like, whatever you're comfortable with. And you could even put together your own finger combinations should you desire to create those. When it comes to playing by finger numbers, don't ignore the black keys as well. And so I'll demonstrate using the black keys. I have my third finger on my hand on one of the black keys, and then I have my other fingers on white keys. And so I'll demonstrate the left hand playing the notes on page 8 of your manual. So it's 5, 5, 4, 4, 3, 3, 2, 2, 1, 1, 5, 3, 1, 3, 5. So again, use various combinations of putting your fingers on black keys and white keys and get yourself really comfortable with the keys. Okay, now we're ready to go ahead and play There Is a Green Hill Far Away, following the finger numbers that we've been working on. You're going to find the placement for your hands here in this chart. It doesn't matter where you're on the keyboard as long as your left hand thumb is to the left of the two black keys here. So you can start this thumb on middle C or anywhere on the keyboard where there are two black keys. So I'm going to place my fingers again with the left hand thumb or your first finger on your left hand to the left of a group of two black keys, and then place your right hand next to it. Each finger has its own white key, and we'll be playing on white keys only. So now I'll follow the finger numbers, making sure that my right hand is playing the finger number notes that are pointing up, and the left hand will be playing the finger number notes that are pointing down. So congratulations, you just played your first hymn on the keyboard. What I did there was playing with a steady beat. Now I'll go ahead and I'll play it to the rhythm that you're familiar hearing for There Is a Green Hill Far Away. Now we're going to be learning about the difference between beats and rhythm. As you know, in There Is a Green Hill Far Away, the first time I played it, I just played all of the notes with a steady beat. I did not incorporate any rhythm, but then I did the second time. And so hopefully that demonstration helped you get a little bit more comfortable with the difference between beats and rhythm. Right here on page 10 of your manual, this is demonstrating just a steady beat. And so if I were to look at this and say the beat, it would just be da, 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 da. In order to be successful in playing rhythms, you have to be comfortable maintaining a steady beat. And so you can go ahead and clap through this exercise or say it along with me, whatever you feel most comfortable with. And then in order to keep track of the beat and the rhythms, they demonstrate how we group things in music, and it's by using measures which are divided by bar lines. So as you can see here, we have a series of notes, but they're divided by these bar lines. And each group that's within these bar lines is called a measure. And so get familiar with these terms because you will hear them throughout this course. And so here they've grouped the beats in 3. And so you have 3 beats in each measure. Now the thing that you need to be comfortable with is not taking any pauses in between each measure or at each bar line, because as you can see in the hymnal, you will come into bar lines all the time because that's how they divide the measures. And we do not take any type of rest in between here. And so whenever I'm saying this rhythm, it would be da, 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 da. As you can see, I did not take any pauses. And so typically in the hymnal, you'll find songs that are divided in groups of 3 beats. Here is the bar lines are dividing them every 4 beats. And here's 2, and occasionally you'll find ones that are broken down into 6 beat increments. And so you can just go through and just give your brain a chance to get used to not taking any pauses at these bar lines as you clap or say those beats. In order to help you get more comfortable with the difference between the beat and rhythm, I'm going to play the first line of Praise to the Man. The first time when I play, my left hand will be tapping the beat, while my right hand plays along to that beat with the rhythm of the hymn. Here we go. Now, instead of tapping the beat with my left hand, I will tap the rhythm. You can go ahead and do that with me now. The first time, let's tap the beat. The second time, we'll tap the rhythm. Now, tap the rhythm with me. Now that you're more comfortable with how beats and rhythm differ, we're going to practice counting the beats. As we discussed before, there are the measures and the bar lines that divide the notes into different groups. And whenever they're divided into 3, we simply just count to 3 in each measure. And so I'll demonstrate that, not pausing at each bar line. So here we go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. On page 12, what I'd like you to do is to clap each beat as you say it. So go ahead and clap with me and say for these 4 beat segments. Ready? And 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And let's do that as well for these measures that have 2 beats in them. Ready, go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. As you do this, just check yourself to make sure that you are keeping a steady beat and that you're not pausing in between each measure. You'll notice in your hymnal that at the beginning of each song, you'll find these 2 numbers, which is referred to as the time signature. The time signature will tell us how many beats there are in each measure. The top number is that indicator, and so the 3 up here tells us that there are 3 beats in each measure. So as you can see, this first measure starts out with 1, 2, 3 beats before the bar line. Over here, you'll see that there are 4 beats per measure, and it'll be divided then in 4 beats. But as you can see, there are more notes than 4 in each of some of these measures because of the rhythm that they want these notes to take, which we'll learn about on another lesson. But if you go to page 13 in your manual, you'll see that they have a little worksheet for you to fill out. They demonstrate that this first line is the time signature is 3/4, which is telling us, again, the top number, don't worry about the bottom number yet, the top number is telling us that there are 3 beats in each measure. And so they want you to fill out how many beats are in each measure for these other 3 lines. So you can go ahead and take the time to do that. Another exercise that you can do with getting more and more comfortable with maintaining a steady beat is, instead of clapping the beat as you say them, for example, on page 12, the exercises that they have there, instead of clapping along, go ahead and pick a key on the piano, and as you count 1, 2, 3, you can go ahead and play that as well. The next concept I'd like to talk about is tempo. Tempo is how slow or how fast the piece is being played. A lot of times the tempo is set by the conductor. The tempos can be shown by the speed that the conductor is demonstrating the beat. For example, here is a slow tempo in a time signature of 3/4, so 3 beats per measure. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. What I'd like you to do is try to clap along with me. Even though I am not giving you an audible beat, I want you to be comfortable in understanding how to find the beat that you will be playing on the piano or the organ whenever the conductor is setting the beat for you and the congregation. So here again is a 3-beat pattern. Ready? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, the next thing that I'd like for you to try is now to find a note on the keyboard that you would like to play, and I'll be demonstrating a 4-beat pattern, and I would like you to play to the beat on the piano to my 4-beat pattern. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Very good. You'll find on page 15 of your manual that they would also like you to be familiar with the concept of the downbeat. The downbeat is the first beat of each measure, and so it could be every 3 beats, every 4 beats, or every 2, depending on how many beats there are per measure. Whenever someone is conducting, the downbeat is always demonstrated by the downward motion of their hand. So for example, the downbeat 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 is found with the 3-beat pattern. You'll see with the 4-beat pattern, it is once again whenever the arm comes down. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. What I'd like you to do now is either clap or pick a key on the keyboard that you would like to play on just the downbeat, and so that will be on beat 1 of the patterns that I'll be doing. I will start out with a 4-beat pattern. Please just play on the downbeat, and so I'll demonstrate by playing and conducting so you can hear when the downbeat will be played. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I'll do the same thing, but this time with the 3-beat pattern. Find a key on the piano or clap. Ready? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. One last exercise that I would like you to do with the time and tempo is changing the tempos. And so if you want to follow on page 14, there are 2 lines that show a pattern of 3 beats per measure as well as 4 beats per measure. Play those on your piano and do the first one fast with it just being a 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 tempo, and then you can play it again with a slower tempo, and just make sure that you can maintain a steady beat at whatever speed you take. So for example, the slower speed could be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. If you have an electronic keyboard at home, you might want to look and see if there is a metronome button. A metronome is an instrument or a tool that is used to maintain a steady beat. And so you could also see if you have that to help you with that. I also encourage you to try different speeds with playing only on the downbeat, just to make sure that you have that feel of where the downbeat is, because then it will help you further on as you start to incorporate the rhythms into your music. Okay, congratulations. You've just finished your first video lesson of the series. Things that you're going to be practicing now is making sure that you're maintaining good posture at the piano, practicing the fingering sheet that I email you. Please do each line 3 times each day. Practice There Is a Green Hill Far Away. Practice it as a steady beat 3 times, and then practice it with the rhythm that you're familiar with 3 times. As you go throughout the week, as you're listening to music, see if you can identify the beat and tap along to it. Also, as you're doing that, see if you can identify the downbeat just from the feel of the music. Can you tell where the downbeat is? It's typically felt a little bit stronger. It's not necessarily played stronger, but it can be felt stronger. So see if you can find the downbeat in the songs that you're listening to throughout the week. If you have the time, also practice conducting. Get yourself familiar with the 3/4 and 4/4 patterns that have been demonstrated. Those patterns can also be found in the back of your hymnal, should you be interested to learn more about how to do those patterns. Thanks so much, and good luck with your piano playing.